Welcome remote workers, desk jockeys, and everyone just trying to survive the 9 to 5 without absolutely wrecking their backs. Welcome to this explainer. We're going fast today, setting a super high-energy pace, because we are about to spill the insider secrets the standing desk industry really doesn't want you to know. If you've ever felt guilty about your setup, or if you've dropped serious cash on fancy furniture only to find your feet still aching by 3 p.m., you're in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's dive right into this massive myth. Sitting is the new smoking. I mean, we've all heard it, right? It's that terrifying headline that got millions of us to panic buy standing desks. But here's the hard truth, based on the research. The standing desk industry sold you an incomplete solution to the right problem. If you bought one, stood for a few hours, and realized your feet and lower back were literally screaming at you, you didn't fail. The narrative just missed the mark entirely.
Because standing all day is actually just as bad as sitting all day. Seriously, let's look at the data. Yes, prolonged sitting creates spinal compression, tightens up your hip flexors, and wrecks blood circulation to your lower half. But standing for hours? A massive 2024 study of over 83,000 adults found it does not reduce cardiovascular risk at all. In fact, it spikes the risk of circulatory problems like varicose veins. People who stood all day without the option to sit reported a massive 30.4% rate of musculoskeletal discomfort. The actual enemy here? It's not your chair. The enemy is a static posture.
And check out this incredibly measly number. 8. Standing only burns about 8 more calories an hour than sitting. 8! That is literally the equivalent of half a cracker. To put that into perspective, taking a quick 30-minute walk on your lunch break burns way more calories than standing rigid at your desk for 3 straight hours. So, if you were sold a standing desk as some kind of weight loss hack, the research absolutely does not back that up. The real benefit of a sit-stand desk is just that it lets you easily change position.
Section 2. Movement over posture, the clinical truth.
The crucial point here is that your body isn't built to hold any single position for hours on end. Whether you're hunched over like a pretzel or standing at attention like a palace guard, it's built to move. Instead of forcing yourself to stand like it's a punishment, ergonomists say you need to focus on movement snacking, also known as NEAT or non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That really just means taking frequent small posture changes, shifting your weight, taking a quick 2-minute walk to the kitchen, doing a few calf raises, or just pacing around during a call. No $700 desk required, right? These micro-movements are what actually interrupt the physical damage cycle of a long workday.
Moving on to the ultimate game changer, the 28-2 framework.
So, how do we make all this actionable? Cornell ergonomist Dr. Alan Hedge developed this beautifully simple ratio, and it's basically your new holy grail for workspace health. For every 30 minutes at your desk, you spend 20 minutes sitting, 8 minutes standing, and 2 minutes moving. Boom. 28-2. You don't need to obsessively track it to the exact second, but maintaining this rhythm completely interrupts that static load on your spine and muscles. Honestly, just setting a simple app reminder every 30 minutes is totally enough to build this habit.
Now you might be wondering, how do I actually do this without completely breaking my concentration? You align your posture with your tasks. Research actually suggests that standing can reduce your performance on complex tasks. Who knew? So sit when you need absolute deep focus, like intricate coding, complex writing, or intense spreadsheet work. Then stand for the low cognitive stuff, routine email replies, listening in on video meetings, light brainstorming, and move during your natural transitions, like when you finish a task. Give your body exactly what it needs in that moment.
Next up, the real transition timeline.
Okay, let's manage some expectations, because a lot of people quit when it genuinely hurts at first. It takes weeks to adapt, not days. Do not give up in week 1. During the first couple of weeks, your legs and feet are going to tire way faster than you think. 15 to 20 minutes of standing might be your absolute maximum, and that is totally normal, because your stabilizing muscles are screaming as they adjust. Push through to weeks 3 and 4. This is where clinical studies show a massive 54% reduction in upper back and neck pain. By months 2 and 3, you'll have this natural rhythm down, subconsciously switching positions without a second thought.
All right, time for the no BS gear review.
Listen to me closely before we even utter the word desk. An anti-fatigue mat is the absolute law. It is non-negotiable. Community research consistently confirms that skipping the mat is the absolute #1 reason people abandon standing entirely. Standing on a hard floor is just plain uncomfortable. Grabbing a textured mat, like the highly rated ergo-driven Topo, is the single thing that makes standing bearable while keeping those stabilizing muscles gently engaged.
Now, whether you're on a tight budget or ready for a serious investment, the core goal is getting that screen exactly to eye level. Want to build a dynamic setup for under $150? Go with the budget stack. Grab a highly rated Nextstand K2 portable laptop stand, an external keyboard, and your top mat. You can use this on any counter height surface to test it out. Now, if you're ready for premium, the FlexiSpot E7 electric frame is a total powerhouse with a 355-pound capacity and whisper-quiet dual motors. Pair it with the professional standard Ergotron LX monitor arm to flawlessly keep your screen at eye level through every single height transition. Please don't sabotage your investment with rookie mistakes. We already talked about standing too long too soon, but this next one is huge. Trying to use a laptop on a standing desk without separating the screen from the keyboard. You simply cannot get both the screen and the keyboard at the correct heights with just a laptop. If the screen is at eye level, your shoulders and wrists are wrenched way up. Always, always use a laptop stand paired with an external keyboard. And finally, don't expect the desk to just fix everything magically. It's a tool to support movement, not a replacement for it.
And finally, the final verdict.
If you take away just one overriding thesis from this explainer today, to save your back and boost your energy, it's this. The habit always matters more than the hardware. Buying a wildly expensive desk won't automatically save your back, any more than buying pro running shoes makes you a marathon runner. But building a relentless, structured system of sit, stand, move cycling, that absolutely will. You have to start with the habit. Set your timer. Use that 28-2 framework. Then, and only then, let the gears support the habit.
So take a hard look at your workspace right now. What's your next move? How are you going to implement the 28-2 rule starting tomorrow morning? Are you setting a timer on your phone? Are you committing to standing up during your next routine Zoom call? Movement is the absolute game changer here. Stop locking into a static posture, start movement snacking, and take total control of your workspace health. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll